All right, buddy, it's shop day. You ready? Come on. Let's get down here before the rain starts. You're excited. You love shop day, right? Well, hey everybody, it's Tom here. Welcome back to my shop. So we got a paid job come through the door. Let me grab the camera. I'll take you over and show you what we got. A little bit of background. So this is I guess, I don't know, you'd call this a small silo. For the customer, he's in the rubber industry, so I'm not sure exactly. Some sort of, material is going to be in this. And this is a down and dirty job. Tolerances are pretty loose, so that always makes it a good job. So they're probably getting washed out. Let me see if I can hold the drawing up. This is real simple for this. So all we're doing is we're making basically a plug to go into here. It's going to reduce this diameter down to a 2 3/4 hole, which is, I got this piece of stainless steel, which is perfect, and then this is stainless also. He said it didn't have to be, but since I got some stainless stock, that'll work out good. And then I'm waiting on the drawings, but he dropped these flanges off. So what I understand is, I believe these flanges are gonna bolt to this, and I'm gonna be milling a groove, and there's gonna be a slide. So you basically, you pull it open, material would pour out, and then you can slide it and close it. And then I guess the other part of the flange, whatever that bolt pattern would go to, some sort of either hopper or another distribution pipe or whatnot. Not sure. Like I said, waiting on the drawings, but we can go ahead and get started and get this plug done. He'd like an interference fit, and the hole is almost perfectly round. So this piece of stock is 4 inches. The hole was almost 4 inches. So I think we're going to be really golden here. I think I can probably make it fit, and then maybe put a little bit of Loctite on her just to make sure she doesn't go anywhere. He said worst case we could drill and tap a couple holes in there and put a couple screws to hold it, but they just like a nice good interference fit. So I'll do what I can since this is not perfectly round, but quick little fun job. So I figured you guys might want to see it. So let's get this chucked up in the lathe and we'll go ahead and get to these dimensions. Well, I've got no idea what grade this stainless steel is, so hopefully it'll be machinable, won't fight us and won't try to work harden, but help to make things go my way. I'm going to set up some mist coolant too, so hopefully that'll be a good thing. Just gonna clean the face and then we'll start putting a big hole in it. Alright, that machine's fairly well. That's about all we need to take off because we're going to be removing most of that. Took the hull out to 1 3/4. Taking a skim pass, we'll get a measurement, and then we'll start boring it out. I believe we're there. I said this is down and dirty, so anything close to 2 inches and 3/4, we're good. And we are reading looks like 2 inches, 747 thou. So we are just, I hate when that happens. But anyways, so we're 3 thou under. That is plenty good for this. So, there she is. Yeah, she's, so if you can see it, probably getting washed out. There you go. But so, all right, let me get the compound set up. We got to cut a 45 in here, so that way when the material flows down, it doesn't get caught up on this lip. Got the compound set at 45 degrees. Now we're just gonna whittle this lead in till you know, it looks pretty good. Change the insert, took a one last passed with a fresh insert and turned her as slow as I could. And we got a really nice finish in there, if you guys can see that. So, sweet. I'm really happy with that. Not really an edge at all. There's nothing to break right there. It works good. I'm just going to turn around and clean that face up. And I think this part will be done. Okie dokie, got one reducer all machined up. I think it came out pretty good. Like I said, balancing act of trying to hit your numbers and just trying to get her done. But that, 3 thou we're off in this. The diameter here is not an issue, and we got us a good lead in. And we should have a good fit over there, so I think we'll clean it up, this and the hopper, and we'll drive her in, and this part will be done. Well, we have a slight issue. I'm glad I checked before I tried to drive this thing home. You know, because it'll basically start here in the top, because it's not perfectly round, but we're right up there. A good interference fit, about 4 inches. Problem is, it tapers in, so you know, checking it with telescoping gauges here, I mean, I'm getting different readings. Like, shoot, that was 983, so that's 17 thou small right here. Checking it right here. I think that's probably about the worst spot right there. Let me see here. Yeah. About 936. Geez, so that's like 64 thousandths in. So, obviously I'm not going to set this up on my boring mill. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a flap disc and we'll just zzz and try to clean that inside up enough, take enough out so it'll go all the way in. So let me get that done. Finally got the bore to where I'm confident I think I can get it in there. Tried to get it in the press, but I don't have enough room. I'd have to take the cable off to be able to get the table out, to be able to get it basically on the ground. So we're going to work on it with the hammer. Got it coated with some anti-seize, so hopefully it won't gall up, it won't fight us, and then this is one and done. So here it goes. Oh yeah, it's gonna ring like a bell. All right. I really didn't want to have to press this thing out if it didn't make it, but we are there. Sweet. I spent like about almost 2 hours with a die grinder, a file, and a flap wheel to try to get all this material out, you know, from the oblong shape to get it a round hole. So glad I got her home. Let me reach out to the customer. He still hasn't sent me the drawings there on that flanged valve that I'm supposed to build. So, yeah, we're in the holding pattern. Got the drawings from the customer, so now we can work on the 2 flanges. This will be the upper flange. Had to get creative so I could hold this baby, so I got a chucking and chuck. I picked that little chuck up just specifically for applications like this, you know, so you can grab those small bores, because otherwise the big jaws won't fit in there, so then you're kind of screwed, you know, unless you make an arbor or something. So this is at 2 3/4. We have to take it down to 2 750, and then once we get that, then we'll do the other one like that, and then we'll work on getting the inner bores done to the dimension. So, gonna take it easy. You know, we gotta get through this flame cut, but don't have it grip very much. So, here we go. Last pass, we should be at our numbers. I'll take it. All right, let me break these edges and get the other one in. Really high there, ain't you? Now I'm fighting a little bit of the crud on this. Not to mention it's hot rolled, so it's got that nasty surface, but if we can get her pretty close, would be good. Alright, I'm getting there. Let me work on it. Time to work on the inner bores. So this is the upper flange, and we need to take this bore to 2 inches and 3/4. So let's get her knocked out. Got a skim pass done. Still got a little bit of a void from that flame cut. Well, let's see what we got to work with. There's supposed to be about a 2.5 inch hole, and they're gonna take it out to 2.75, so we don't have too much to do. We're at 2. $25. All right. Got a slow feed to get a good surface finish in there, but not going to be breaking these chips, that's for sure. That should take us to the final dimension on this one. And I'll just break the edges and put the other one in. Alright. This should be the last pass on the second flange. Take us to dimension. Got a thunderstorm above us right now. You hear that thunder? Or hard rain on the roof. Alright, let me break a couple edges and I'll get it out. See if I can hold the camera and hopefully you guys can see the drawings here. So now it's time for the mill work. What we need to do is we need to drill through holes. We got 4 of them, evenly spaced apart, and they are 3/4 inch in diameter. And then we got 2 through holes here, and then this goes over here. These will be clearance holes, and then these holes will be tapped 1/4 20. And we also, if you guys can see here, we have to put an O-ring groove in. So it's going to be 1/2 inch wide, and let's see, the depth is 150 thousandths, and it's a square bottom. So they're not using a round O-ring, they're using a square one. So let me get the rotary table set up, and I'm also thinking about doing these both at the same time, you know, and put a couple tack welds on it so I can hold it, because the dimensions on these are exact. I can't believe I hit both of them perfectly, you know, especially that old Monarch. She's got a little bit of slop in her and a little bit of wear. So if I get 2 parts exactly on the numbers, you know, hey, I need to go buy a lottery ticket or go to Vegas or something. Usually I'm close, you know, 1,000ths or 2 off. You know, I'm happy because you know, that's what the machine can do. But anyways, let me get that knocked out, get the big vise off the table, get the rotary table dialed in, and we'll put some holes in and an O-ring groove. Think we're all set up. Gonna use an annular cutter. Since they're 3/4 inch holes, I figured, yeah, might as well make it easy instead of having to step drill. Now obviously we got jaws we got to be aware of, so a couple of the holes I won't be able to go all the way through, unfortunately, but I got my Quill DRO on, so we'll end up going about, you know, 3/4 of the way on the second one. And then once we get everything done and I get these separated, then I can take this back and we'll put on the rotor table, get it lined up. But, you know, obviously missing the jaws for the couple holes that we're going to have to not go all the way through, and just come back and, you know, go through them. So let's get this knocked out. Oh, let me move you guys. You're going to be in the way. better anyways. Hopefully it won't get oil on you. Well, there's no good place to put you because if it gets you close to see things, then you get covered with oil. And these stringy chips just start whacking the camera. So, you're not going to be able to show much, but I'm going through the first one and just getting the plug out right now. So, there she is. So, there we go. For you guys new to annual cutters. So, I'll take her down and then rotate her, and rinse and repeat, and then I'll just bring you guys back after I get the holes done, since there's not much to this. Plus, like I said, no good place to stick you. All 4 holes are done. Nice thing about annular cutters, so this is a 750 gauge pin. And look at that fit. So it'll hit the dimension, which makes it really nice. Plus, you don't have to apply as much downward force, which in this case is what we want, because I'm grabbing on the inside on this rotary table. Don't have any, or don't have enough area to put any kind of jack or anything under to support it. And as your part starts to heat up, obviously this bore is going to expand and it's possibly loosen up on your jaw. So then if you're really cranking down trying to do a 3/4 inch drill bit, let's say, you know, this thing's going to lift up, and you know, next thing you know, you got a world of hurt on your hands. So that worked out perfect. Let's see, now we got to do is we got to put a couple through holes in the opposite side. So let me get that set up. Good on those. Got to come over here and put one hole right here. It's going to be a 1/4 We'll get her started. Obviously we can't go all the way through because we'll hit the bottom flange, but we'll get the hole about 3/4 of the way done, and I can just come back off and locate off of it. Where are you going? Thought you wanted to play. Did I wear you out already? Huh? Drop it one more time, and then you can go lay down. I'll get some work done. Huh? Huh? You do that? Maybe not? Well, alright, you're going to make me walk, and then I'm going to get some work done. Oh, okey-dokey. That was my knee. You ready? Sweet. Sign you up for the NFL. Huh? Alright, I gotta get some work done. Yeah. Just been working my way through cutting this O-ring groove. There's no good place to get you guys because you just kind of get covered with miscoolant and chips. So that's why I didn't get much video of it. I've gone down 100 thousandths. I got to do one more pass, another 50 thousandths, and that should get me in depth, and then that should be done. Thank goodness. Let's see, can you guys see that? Maybe it's getting washed out. We're at maybe that any better? Maybe. Well, we're there, so sweet. Well, there you go, guys. The upper flange is done. I didn't bother showing finishing drilling that hole and tapping it, and then of course I ran letter F drills through both of these. These are clearance holes for the 2 bolts that go in through there. Happy with the O-ring groove. We came out to depth on that. I did have to kiss the outer diameter a few thou to get it to clean up from the weld. So, but we're still within spec, you know. But it's always nice to be exactly on your numbers. But now we're just a smidgen small, but it doesn't affect anything at all. So happy with that. Now we got to work on the lower flange, and it's got a lot going on. So let me get this thing set up, and then I'll show you what we got to do. So the last thing we need to do on this lower flange is we got to cut a groove to accommodate this piece of plate here. So this plate is going to act as the valve itself, you know, so it'll be like this, closed, and then, you know, they slide it open and the material falls through. He wants a nice, say, tight sliding fit. So got to try to get, I got to measure this. This is 3 inches and 250 thousandths, 3 1/4, but you know, it's not exactly right. It's going to be off a few thou, so we figure out exactly the width we need to cut the groove. We got to go down the depth of this, which is 1/4 of an inch, and then this part will be done. And then lastly, we have to, you guys see that? So lastly, we have to punch a hole in this. So basically, I guess when it'd be like this, if the hole is right there, and then they'll pull it open, and then it'll allow the material to fall out. That's probably what I misspoke earlier. It's not going to all come all the way out. It'll just come to the hole. So let me get this. I guess probably, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to do it on the Bainey or if I want to do it on the Excello. Obviously, the Excello's got the DRO, so make it easy to, once we, you know, plow through the middle, then I can shift over to make sure we get a nice fit. But the Bainey obviously has got more horsepower and more rigid. I can just, you know, chew a lot more out. But then again, I gotta try to use DTIs and get this right. So let me think on that and see what's the best way to do it. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. I got the mill light off, so just getting the lower flange right with the table so we can mill the slot, you know, so the orientation is not crooked. And I've got her within about 2 1/2 thou, so that is perfect for this project. So actually that's a little bit better right there now that I've tightened it up, ain't it? So yeah, well, you get the point. That's way perfect for what we're doing. We're just cutting the slot. So let me get a rough and end mill set up, and we'll just choose some material. after some fiddling back and forth, because I got my depth right, finally got a nice snug sliding fit. So, I mean, barely got any wobble. You got to have a couple thou so you can slide this thing in and out, but that's good. And we are exactly just a smidgen maybe under or right at it, so it should seal up good. So, glad to get that behind me. The last thing we need to do is we got to put a hole in this slide. It's, like I said, going to match the hole that the reducer I made. So it's going to be like 2 inches and 3/4 of an inch, 2.750. Got a 1 1/8 annular cutter. That's the largest annular cutter I got. So we'll use this to start with. Punch a hole, and then got a 1 3/8. We can open it out to there, and then we'll just put the boring head in, and then we'll just open up the hole. So let's get this knocked out. Alright, I'm a whittle away. I'm taking about 20 thousandths at a time, so hopefully it'll go pretty quick. Didn't bother filming it, but I just took this piece of stock over the bandsaw, cut her a smidgen large, and then just came over here and just milled it to my line. So we're at our dimension. So all the machining is done. Well, all right, we are finally done. What a project. So that's the upper flange, O-ring groove. This is going to mount basically to the bottom of the hopper, how I understand it. This is the bottom flange, and then you've got an O-ring on the underside, so whatever is going to mount to this, you know, I don't know, some sort of maybe chute or a tube or I don't know, whatever. And then we've got the slide that we milled out. So the slide goes in here. And what these two 1/4-20 screws are for is to put this unit together so they can mount it as one unit, is what I was told. Instead of having to mount this and bolt this and try to slide it in and whatever, you know. It works as one. So hopefully the customer will be pleased with this. You know, it was a balancing act of get her done, but you know, you can make it right too, he wanted. And he wanted, well, now that the camera's on, he wanted a nice sliding fit. There we go. So it was off a little bit. Get them snugged up so both maiden surfaces, but there you go. So yeah, so now we got a good slide and fit. You got a burr in there. She was sliding nicely. Let me see here. So when you open the slide, so the hole lines up perfectly. So that is good. And then this 1/4 that was tapped, this is going to be a screw they're going to put in here so they can lock the slide, so they can lock it open, you know, or push it in and lock it closed. So sweet. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then of course you saw part number 4, which was the reducer for the hopper. So that is done. Now let's see, probably get a couple comments, so I'll just go ahead and address them while I'm talking to you guys. One thing I don't know if you say kind of screwed up on, I should have decided how I was going to hold these, you know, seeing that these 4 3/4 inch holes, and then of course then you've got these 2, they got to go all the way through. Everything's got to line up exactly right. It made, you know, more sense to drill it as one unit instead of do this one, get this one lined up, try to get it just perfect, you know. I mean, if we're off a thou or 2, you know, then that's going to kind of compound everything. So that's why I decided to weld it up and put them together and do it as one, which was smart, but I should have made that decision prior to cutting the outer diameter on both of these. So, you know, if you remember, I showed you, I mean, I hit these spot on exact dimension that he wanted. And after I welded them, and then of course I had to grind the weld, and then to clean the outer OD up, I had to take like 4/1000ths off so it looked nice. I mean, we're still within tolerance, no problem, but it would have been nice to you know, left this large, and then when I came back, you know, it had been perfect. So that's one thing I should have done better. And I chose to cut the O-ring grooves on the rotary table. A couple of reasons. One, I mean, I was already set up on the rotary table, so why not just put an end mill in and, you know, go around 3 times and boom, we're done, right? So that made it easy. Now, if we didn't have all these holes to do, if we just had like an OD and an ID and then an O-ring, it made more sense to stay in the lathe and go ahead and, you know, trepan these O-ring grooves. Unfortunately, I don't have any trepanning tools. I watch eBay, and when one pops up, you know, a nice can of metal, I mean, Jesus, I think, you know, everybody wants them. So they usually 100, 110, 20, 30, 150 bucks for a insert trepanning tool. And then of course you can't just buy one, you got to buy several to be able to accommodate all the different diameters. So it kind of gets pricey. And you know, my only other option was to, you know, grind up some high-speed steel. So just decided to do it that way. And the hole here, it would have been faster to chuck this up in the forge jaw on the jet lathe, but I've got a job in there right now and I have it dialed in just perfect. I hadn't finished it yet, and that's going to be an upcoming video for you guys, so that's why I chose to, you know, drill it and then take the time to bore it on the mill. I mean, it took a while, but you know, I got it there, so it would have been a lot quicker in the jet, but that's why I didn't do it on the jet. So hopefully that answers a couple of questions that you guys might have. I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A lot of work here. Got about a day and a half of work, so I'm going to call the customer and see when he wants to come pick them up. And I apologize for not having a video last week. It was just, you know, the way the cards fell. This wasn't done. The project on the jet lathe isn't done. So, you know, I couldn't do anything about it, so I couldn't post anything. So, you know, that happens every now and then. So, just wanted to let you know it you know, wasn't my fault. It was the work's fault. Well, with that, but guys, I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you hanging out. Welcome all my new subscribers. No Chaos is over there. He says thanks. And we'll catch you on the next video, all right? See ya. Bye.